Hi everybody, it's Rachel. I am here this morning with a review on Conan the Barbarian, the movie. I just saw it last night. We got home at like 1 a.m., so I didn't do it last night when I got home. I saw it in 3D, and here's my review on it. Now, this is coming from somebody who's read some of the books, and well, some of the stories. They're not really full books, but you know. And also has a boyfriend who's very obsessed with it. So, from my point of view, the 3D effects in the movie were good. They didn't have a lot of in-your-face 3D effects, like it's coming at you, which I'm not a huge fan of going to see 3D movies where things are constantly like, coming at you. It's like, okay, poke, 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 and stuff like that. So there weren't a lot of 3D effects like that. It was a pretty subtle 3D effects, but it did still look pretty cool with the scenery and the fighting scenes. They looked pretty neat. It is Conan, and if you've read any of the Conan stories, you know that there is a lot of violence, and that a lot of blood and yuckiness. It's not completely, like, it's not a ton of it, but there are scenes where you're like, ah! So, I mean, I sat there a few times and I was like, covering my eyes, like, oh my god, oh my god. Like, I can't believe I'm watching this. But for people who really, really enjoy that stuff, I'm sure you'll get a kick out of it. As for the acting, I felt that Ron Perlman did an amazing job as Conan's father. He wasn't a huge character, but he did very well, and I really enjoyed his performance. He was very convincing. Rose McGowan, who starred in the TV series Charmed, she is actually in this movie, and she plays a character. Her name is Marie, and she's the villain. And actually, when my boyfriend's like, well, she's famous, and I've never heard of her, and I go, well, what's her name? And he's like, oh, we'll look at the poster. So we look at the poster, and he tells me the name, and I'm like, I know that name. And I'm looking at her photo on the poster, and I can't place her. And you might not even recognize her in this movie. But the interesting thing about it is that this is a very different character for her than I've really seen her perform before. It's very out there. Excuse me. My major pet peeve with Conan, and I know this is stupid, but it was my major pet peeve. The young man who played Conan as a child, and also Jason, I can't think of his name right now, I'm sorry. It's Jason something that plays Conan as an adult. You can look it up. But my main issue with that came from the fact that Conan has very striking features in the book. And one thing that is supposed to kind of set Conan apart is that he has blue eyes. Well, the actor doesn't, neither of the actors had blue eyes. They both had, well, the child had brown eyes, and the adult has like hazel eyes. So, my big pet peeve with that was the fact that they didn't use colored contacts, and I kind of felt like, seriously? That's such an easy fix. So that was one of my major pet peeves with this movie, because like I watched the whole thing and I'm going, seriously? They could have fixed that with colored contacts. And I know it's stupid that that was my biggest pet peeve, but it was. It bothered me. Overall, the story was good. It moved along at a very fast pace. A lot of times when you read the Conan stories, it's a little more elongated in, especially the fight scenes. It just moves along, and it wasn't a bad pace. There were some parts I felt could have gone on with more explanation, and there were some other parts I felt really were too long. There is nudity, so for the men out there, yes, you do get to see boobs. Just saying. Also, excuse me, I'm still a little tired. Got up early, got in late. So overall, I really enjoyed the movie. The major thing that it was missing, especially from Conan, and he is very young in this film, so it's not really necessarily a lot of the later years. This is earlier years of Conan, but one of the major things that was missing were kind of his epic quotes, and so you kind of miss out on that, unfortunately. Overall, it was a good movie. If you enjoy the Conan stories, I'd say go see it. There might be some things you're going to be disappointed in, but overall, it came out pretty darn well. It's very interesting, and it had a lot of good characterization, a lot of good storylines. So I definitely recommend seeing it. It's a good film. Well, everybody, have a great day. I'll see you later. Bye.